Welcome to our deep dive into the most devastating tsunamis in history. Today, we'll explore 5 significant events that have shaped our understanding of these powerful natural disasters. From the depths of the ocean, these walls of water rise up, seemingly without warning, to wreak havoc on unsuspecting coastlines. Join me as we unravel the science behind these events and examine their profound impact on humanity.
On December the 26th, 2004, the world watched in horror as a tsunami, triggered by a magnitude 9.1 earthquake, tore across the Indian Ocean. This catastrophic event was one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history, leaving an indelible mark on the global consciousness. It was a serene Sunday morning when the sea receded dramatically, exposing the ocean floor. This sudden and unusual retreat of the ocean was both mesmerizing and alarming, a rare sight that drew the attention of many beachgoers. This eerie phenomenon, a telltale sign of an approaching tsunami, was lost on many. Unaware of the impending danger, people continued to marvel at the exposed seabed, some even venturing out to explore the newly revealed landscape. Minutes later, a wall of water, some reaching over 100 feet high, crashed into the coastlines of 14 countries. The force of the waves was unimaginable, obliterating everything in their path and leaving a trail of devastation. The Indonesian province of Aceh was closest to the epicenter and bore the brunt of the tsunami's fury. The impact was immediate and catastrophic, with entire communities being swept away in an instant. Entire villages were reduced to rubble. Homes, schools, and places of worship were all destroyed, leaving behind a landscape of desolation and despair. The tourist havens of Thailand and Sri Lanka were also devastated, with resorts and coastal communities obliterated in an instant. The once bustling beaches and vibrant towns were transformed into scenes of chaos and destruction. The sheer scale of the disaster was difficult to comprehend. Rescue workers and volunteers from around the world rushed to the affected areas, but the enormity of the task at hand was overwhelming. The official death toll stands at a staggering 230,000, but the true number may never be known. Countless lives were lost, and many families were left to mourn their loved ones in the wake of the tragedy. The tsunami left behind a trail of unimaginable destruction, forever etching itself into the memories of those who survived. The resilience and strength of the survivors, however, became a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure and rebuild in the face of such overwhelming adversity.
On March 11, 2011, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck off the coast of Japan. The earthquake itself was the most powerful ever recorded in the country's history, but it was the tsunami that followed that left an indelible mark on the nation's psyche. The tsunami waves, some towering over 130 feet, slammed into Japan's northeastern coast, engulfing entire towns and cities. The port city of Sendai was particularly hard hit, with its airport runway submerged under a sea of debris. The tsunami's destructive power was amplified by Japan's geography. The country's low-lying coastal plains, home to millions, provided little natural protection from the surging waters. Adding to the tragedy, the tsunami crippled the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, leading to a catastrophic meltdown and the release of radioactive material. The Fukushima disaster highlighted the vulnerability of even the most technologically advanced nations to the awesome power of nature.
Chapter 3, 1964, Alaska's Great Quake and Wave. This was a year that would forever be etched into the annals of history, a year when nature's fury was unleashed in one of the most dramatic and devastating ways imaginable. On March 27, 1964, Good Friday in Alaska was shattered by the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in North America, a magnitude 9.2 behemoth. This colossal quake struck with a force that defied comprehension, shaking the very foundations of the land. The quake, which lasted for an agonizing 4 minutes, ripped apart the Earth's crust, causing widespread landslides and avalanches. Entire mountainsides crumbled, and the ground itself seemed to ripple like water, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. But the tremors were just the beginning. The true horror was yet to come. as the seismic activity beneath the ocean floor set off a chain reaction that would lead to an even greater catastrophe. Scientists, the earthquake had unleashed a monster, a tsunami that would race across the Pacific Ocean. This massive wave, born from the violent upheaval of the sea floor, was a force of nature unlike any other. The waves, some reaching heights of over 200 feet, slammed into the Alaskan coast with terrifying force. These towering walls of water obliterated everything in their path, leaving a landscape of devastation and despair. The fishing town of Valdez was virtually wiped off the map, its waterfront reduced to a tangled mess of wood and metal. Homes, businesses, and lives were swept away in an instant, leaving behind a haunting reminder of nature's power. Other coastal communities, like Seward and Kodiak, were also ravaged by the relentless waves. These towns, once bustling with life and activity, were transformed into ghostly remnants of their former selves. The 1964 Alaskan tsunami served as a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our planet. The seismic waves that began in Alaska did not stop at the coastline. They traveled across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, affecting distant shores and communities. The waves, radiating outwards from the epicenter, caused damage as far away as Hawaii and California, highlighting the global reach of these natural disasters. The impact was felt thousands of miles away, demonstrating how events in one part of the world can have far-reaching consequences. This catastrophic event underscored the need for global cooperation and preparedness in the face of natural disasters, reminding us all of the fragile balance we maintain with the forces of nature. Chapter 4, 365 AD, the ancient world inundated. Our journey through history takes us back to the year 365 AD, to the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. This region, known for its rich history and cultural significance, was about to face one of the most catastrophic natural events in recorded history. On July 21st, a massive earthquake, estimated to be around magnitude 8.0, struck near the island of Crete. This seismic event was so powerful that it was felt across the entire Mediterranean basin, shaking the very foundations of ancient cities. The quake itself caused widespread damage, toppling buildings and triggering landslides. Ancient structures, some of which had stood for centuries, crumbled under the immense force. The landscape was forever altered, with hillsides giving way and entire communities being buried under debris. But it was the tsunami that followed that left its mark on the ancient world. The sea, disturbed by the quake, withdrew momentarily before returning with a vengeance, unleashing waves that would reshape coastlines and alter the course of history. Historian, the tsunami waves, radiating outwards from the earthquake's epicenter, crashed into the coastlines of the eastern Mediterranean. These waves, some reaching heights of over 30 feet, swept away everything in their path, from humble fishing villages to grand cities. The Roman Empire, then at the height of its power, felt the full force of the waves. Coastal cities, vital for trade and communication, were inundated. The infrastructure that supported the empire's vast network was severely disrupted. The city of Alexandria, a center of learning and culture, was devastated. Libraries, temples, and homes were destroyed, and countless lives were lost. The intellectual and cultural heart of the ancient world was left in ruins. Eyewitness accounts describe ships being tossed inland like toys and buildings collapsing into the surging water. The force of the waves was so great that it carried ships miles inland, depositing them far from their harbors. The 365 AD tsunami is a stark reminder that these events have been shaping our planet for millennia. Modern science allows us to understand and predict these phenomena better, but the raw power of nature remains as formidable as ever. Even the most powerful empires are no match for the raw power of nature. The events of 365 AD serve as a testament to the enduring impact of natural disasters on human history, reminding us of our vulnerability and the need for resilience in the face of such overwhelming forces. Chapter 5, 1896, Terror on the Sanriku coast. Our final destination takes us to Japan, to the year 1896. On June 15th, as people celebrated a religious holiday, a magnitude 7.2 earthquake struck off the coast of the Sanriku region. The earthquake was powerful, but it was the tsunami that followed that would forever be etched in the memories of those who survived. Local resident. As the earth stopped shaking, many people returned to their homes, unaware of the danger lurking offshore. Minutes later, a series of massive waves, some reaching heights of over 120 feet, slammed into the Sanriku coast. The waves, arriving without warning, swallowed entire villages and towns. The 1896 Sanriku tsunami was a tragedy compounded by a lack of awareness and preparedness. The disaster highlighted the importance of understanding tsunamis, their unpredictable nature, and the need for early warning systems. The power of nature, the importance of preparedness. These historical tsunamis remind us of the immense power of nature's fury and the critical importance of preparedness. By learning from the past events, we can better protect our communities and loved ones in the future. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history's most devastating tsunamis and their aftermath.